Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and it's Tuesday, which means I'm here with a new Photo News Fix. This Photo News Fix is brought to you by the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which is what I've been using for all my vlogs. I love the rechargeable battery, the Rycote Lyre suspension, and the ability to record a backup track. For more information, head on over to bit.ly/FroRode. Would you like to win one of these microphones? Well, all you need to do is leave a comment on the YouTube or Facebook video, as well as give it a share on Facebook for your chance to win. Now, with that being said, Steven, can I win one?
Nope.
No. First up is Adobe gearing up to kill Lightroom Classic as they focus more and more on the cloud. I mean, they just did kill off the standalone version of Lightroom as it won't be getting any updates after 2017. Adobe Product Manager Director Tom Hogarty has posted an FAQ-style article on the Lightroom Journal blog where he says Adobe remains committed to keeping Lightroom Classic alive. Tom says, "We know that for many of you, Lightroom Classic is a tool you know and love, and so it has an exciting roadmap of improvements well into the future. But please hold us accountable as we make updates in the following months and years to let us know if we're meeting your expectations." The good news is Tom left us his phone number to keep him accountable, and that number is... Now, as a quick refresher for those who may have missed it, at Adobe Max last week, Adobe announced some major changes to the Lightroom ecosystem. The Lightroom that we're used to using on the desktop now will be called Lightroom Classic CC. This new version is much more speedy and offers many major under-the-hood improvements. So if this one's called Classic, what's Lightroom now do? Well, great question, Jared. Thanks for asking. Introducing Lightroom CC, a new, kind of lighter version of Classic that's designed to sync your images and edits in the cloud across desktop, mobile, and web versions of the software. Check out my video, which is linked below, that explains the new versions in much more detail. Continuing on with Adobe news from Max. They demonstrated some interesting new tech that we all may be using soon. Have you ever seen those awesome black and white images that were painstakingly colorized and shared with the world? Well, Adobe showed off Scribbler, which not only automatically colorizes black and white images, but also adds textures and shades. Steven, hopefully it doesn't do selective color, because if it does, I'll flip out. So how does it work? Well, Scribbler is powered by the Adobe Sensei AI engine.
Like matching Mr. Lawrence? Yes, Sensei!
Which is trained on thousands of images of human faces. Since it's trained only on faces right now, it can't colorize full body portraits or landscape images, which means, sorry Ansel Adams, your photos will remain black and white. For now, you're stuck with just faces, sketches, and drawings. Something tells me we'll be seeing this tech in all of our phones shortly. But wait, there's one more feature Adobe showed off that's called Cloak. By now, we all know what content-aware fill is for photos and how amazing it is. Well, Cloak is exactly that, except for video. Adobe says Cloak enables removing unwanted things from a video by imagining what would appear if these unwanted things were removed. Steven, I'm sure plenty of people want to see me removed from my video, so let's test it out and see if it works. Yay, it worked! Look, I'm not even here. This software is so amazing. Steven, hit Control-Z to undo the Cloak. From the samples they showed, it seems like Cloak is going to be an incredible editing tool. You see that? All you people complaining about subscription money and where it's being spent, well, this is where it's being spent, on cool new features. So who's coming to Photo Plus this week? Well, I'll be there on Thursday, and I may be there on Saturday. So if you see me, please come over and say hi. And oh yeah, show me that you downloaded my Gear Vault, and if you do that, I'll give you a special handshake. And finally, the FAA is urging airlines around the world to ban cameras, laptops, and other large personal electronics in checked baggage, citing the risk of batteries causing catastrophic fires.
9 times out of 10, it's an electric razor.
The FAA ran tests where they placed a heater against a fully charged laptop battery, which caused the battery's temperature to continually rise. No shit. So what you're saying is if you place a heater next to something, it will continually get hotter? Cool. Thanks for the science lesson, Bill Nye. The FAA says it was concluded that if a portable electronic device is packed in a suitcase with an aerosol can and a thermal runaway event occurs, there's the potential for an aerosol can explosion. Steven, is a thermal runaway event like what happens when a DeLorean hits 88 miles an hour? Batteries packed with other allowable items such as hand sanitizer, nail polish remover, and rubbing alcohol also caused large fires. Since 2006, those fires have caused 3 cargo jet crashes and 4 pilots' deaths. Because of their findings, the FAA is recommending that electronics larger than a smartphone be banned altogether in checked luggage unless they're approved by the airline. Now, I'm someone who travels with a lot of electronics, batteries, and cameras. 99% of the times I take all my gear on the plane with me. In the rare situations where it's a smaller jet, I will make sure I'm traveling with a bag that can be carried on or a hard case that's neatly organized to go underneath. As much as I want to get upset about the FAA findings, I appreciate their efforts to inform and educate us on the best practices for getting to our destinations safely. It seems like the best solution in this situation is to educate the public on how to properly pack their electronics for flying, and also not to pack a heater. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last photo news fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here, and we'll see you next Tuesday with a new fix. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya. Go ahead, click on something.